Yeah.
All right, everyone. We're going to get started. So welcome to Poboy Fest 2024. I'm Kevin McQueenie. This is Jessica Daughtry, and we are really excited to have you all here. Just want to give a little bit of background on this event. So Michael Mizell Nelson, who we made some posters and flyers about, he was the founder of this particular event, the history panel here at Poboy Fest. Michael was a historian of New Orleans, in particular a historian of the streetcar, food history, the kind of famous as the Poboy historian. Also a really seminal figure in digital history as well. Michael was my mentor and Jessica's mentor at University of New Orleans. The first time I ever did a history presentation was at this event in 2013. And Michael played such an important role in my life. And unfortunately, Michael passed away 10 years ago. So Jessica and I have decided to bring back the history panel at Poboy Fest in Michael's memory. And we are really excited to have you all participate. People from UNO, people from Dillard, people from HNOC are going to be here later, people from the community. So this is a really exciting event to bring this back. So I'm going to turn it over to Jessica. She's going to give a little bit of an introduction as well. And again, thank you all for coming so much and for agreeing to participate. This means a lot to us.
All right, thanks everybody. So as Kevin said, Michael was both of our mentors who passed away when we were both students at UNO. And we're not the only students who he made a huge impact on. Kevin and I both went on to do PhDs in history. Kevin in New Orleans history, myself in digital history. And I think both of those things wouldn't have happened without Michael's influence when we were master's students. So we're just really grateful y'all are here. And we're really, really glad to be able to share in this memorial with everybody. I have a few words from Michael's sister, Tracy Moore. She really wanted to be here today and wasn't able to make the trip. So I just wanted to read this, and we are recording for her family, so hi, Tracy. So Tracy says, I opened the wrong email. Here we go. So Tracy says, Michael was extra special in every way that matters. He was kind, generous, intelligent, irreverent, and passionate about all things New Orleans. Michael was very proud to be a New Orleanian and dedicated his life to pursuing and documenting every aspect of New Orleans' unique history. His scholarship led to the authentic history of naming the Poboy sandwich and was part of the founding of the Poboy Preservation Festival, which is now the Oak Street Poboy Festival. He was a purist about his love for true French bread, and that is very true. Michael would love that his former students have resurrected the history element of the Poboy Festival, and he would have thoroughly enjoyed celebrating one of the special aspects of New Orleans life, Poboys and festivals. And so we'll have more people from Michael's family and Michael's life here throughout the day giving their own sort of memorial testimonies, but we wanted to start the day with that. And with that, we want to welcome our first panel for the day. These are from Dillard University. We have people from the Slow Food Center Department, Dillard chapter, and we have with us Veronica, Brianna, Kelsey, Aspen, and Yasmin here to talk to us about their panel Thriving in the Desert. So I will turn it over to y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for joining us today and taking the time to hear us out. I'll be educating you today about thriving in the desert. International movement towards sustainable food options, garden cooking, traveling, visiting to support local businesses, farm table initiatives, preserve culture, recipes, good, clean, and fair food.
So these are all things that make up the Slow Food Initiative. Slow Food was first founded in Italy, so it is already an international organization. However, under the Slow Food International chapter, there's Slow Food USA, and we as a Dillard chapter are under the Slow Food USA. movement. So a little bit about that. Me and Veronica actually just got back from Terra Madre, which is hosted every 2 years in Turin, Italy, which is a wonderful week-long festival that has vendors from all over, mainly from Italy, but they have other countries as well. And we talk about preserving cultural recipes. So we had some people from Mexico as well as Canada in the North American tent talk about different things that they do to preserve their culture and different recipes that they wanted to share. So it was a wonderful experience. So this is something that we wanted to bring to our campus to help students, because Dillard University is unfortunately a food desert, and we will talk about that more on the next slide.
Okay, so like Brianna was saying, the school we go to, Dillard University, is in a food desert, and many students at our school depend on a meal plan, but there are students that have like other dietary restrictions, like being vegan or gluten-free or whatever that may be, that a meal plan may not cover all those dietary restrictions, so they may have to use like Uber Eats or venture out into the community to get other options and stuff. But because we are college students, we don't always have the funds to go venture out and do Uber Eats. If we're paying for a meal plan, we should have those foods provided in our meal plan. And then also, less access to fresh produce and stuff like that at the grocery stores that we do have in our community.
Right. So Dillard is surrounded around a lot of fast food places like McDonald's, Cane's, what else? There's not a Popeyes, there's 2 Popeyes, I know for sure. But yeah, it's like a lot of fast food, like very high salt food, and it's not good for your body. So a lot of people don't know that those foods are not, they're low in nutrition. So people don't know that if you're just eating a lot of this food, you're gonna get weight and stuff, you're gonna have, health problems and stuff like that over time. So it'll be helpful to know that like there's good food out there, and Dillard doesn't have a lot of nutritional options. So yeah.
So just to touch on what she just said about the health issues and what's happening with just not having food at school. I actually suffered with high blood pressure, as a student. And when I went to Paris in Italy, I literally did not bring my medicine because I was scared of going through security. And so I didn't have any troubles with my blood pressure at all, just from just eating. And that was just my only job there, try food, explore food. And so I'm just saying that, having 2 Popeyes next to each other, having just McDonald's, you have to literally travel around New Orleans just to find the vegan spots or something good to eat, or, knowing the farmers' resources and stuff like that. That's also.
So we wanted to give you guys a little bit of context of where we're coming from when we talk about food deserts, because this isn't just a Dillard University problem. This is actually a New Orleans problem and an American problem. But if we're focusing today specifically on New Orleans, I wanted to juxtapose these 2 zip codes. So we have 70112 and 70124. So just the main difference in these 2 areas, I want to point out the life expectancy rate. The life expectancy rate in 112 is 54, age 54, and then in 124, it's 80. So people are living longer in this area. This area is gentrified if you go by it. This is a gentrified area who has more access to fresh produce and premium grocery stores. Also, different farmers markets, and they have a lower STD rate. You're probably wondering, what does this have to do with anything? But however, in most food deserts, these are often connected to different problems, such as community health centers are more likely to be located in the 80s life expectancy rate rather than those closer to Dillard. It is also related to book deserts. So where you see food deserts, as in less access to fresh food, you might see less access to reading material, such as education, lower literacy rates. So this is not just a food problem. This food problem is connected to other different areas, which makes food such a political topic. Also, yeah, so just lower nutritional education overall. And when I say underfunded exercise facilities, I'm talking about, they may have in the age 80 life expectancy rate, that zip code, they may have a state-of-the-art facility with a pool and have all of these classes for, the older people to do water aerobics. However, in a lower income community, they may have less after-school programs, which leads to kids not necessarily having anything to eat after school because they have nowhere to go after school. Also, the last thing I wanted to touch on was just the lower life expectancy rate because due to higher blood pressure and just higher diabetes rates in certain neighborhoods due to gerrymandering of the city. Now this, of course, is New Orleans. I personally am from Memphis and I have seen the exact same thing. So I believe that this is an American problem that is basically plaguing our country. Okay, so before we end, we do want to note some of the events that we plan to do on campus and have already done on campus to try to combat this from a student point. We can do a lot of different things as students because our voices matter. But here are some of the things that we have already done. So we took a farm visit. If you can see it, this picture at the bottom, we went to Grodat Nola Young Farm, which is a farm that is connected to the community. Specifically, a lot of different high school students come out and volunteer and actually work there. So we went to Grodat Nola and we learned a lot about gardening and just did some agricultural work out there. So a lot of students who went can take that back home with them and maybe start harvesting a seed in their dorm or in their college apartment. The next thing, the other picture shows school engagement. So we went to this First Line school and did a cooking demo for third grade students using only products from a farmer's market. And the middle picture showcases the gardening class that we had from Crazy Plant Bay. I'm not sure if you guys know her, but she has a store off of Claiborne, I believe, if you want to go visit it, of just a whole bunch of different plants. And she does a lot of school work if you're interested in connecting with her. We also have a food studies minor at Dillard University. We have one of our wonderful professors here who teaches food and media and food and literature, correct? We also have like intro to food studies, food and policy, I believe, and one other course that I'm blanking on.
Psychology.
The psychology of food, yes. And on Thursdays, different chefs from all different areas, I would just say New Orleans, but more than New Orleans, come on Thursday and do a cooking demo for the students so they can get to know other recipes from different parts of the world, not just New Orleans cuisine. Some things that we want to do in the future, the problem really is just transportation. Like even to get here today, we had to Uber, so if you guys would like to donate Uber gift cards, we are accepting them. But going to the Crescent City Farmers Market would be nice. The times are just so weird. Like I think it's on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So it's trying to find a time where students can go when they're out of class and things like that. So we want to visit the farmers market, and we also want to have an International Food Day because Dillard University is also an HBCU, and we have a lot of Black students on campus, but we also have a lot of international students on campus, so we want to get them involved in our food and cuisine as well to help them feel closer to home if they want to come and prepare a dish. And the last thing is a fresh juice giveaway. So we have this juicer, and we want to start juicing and like using that as a way to bring healthier options onto the campus. If they're not gonna give it to us, we'll make it ourselves. And so we're thinking about doing this actually next semester during the winter months, maybe January or February, juicing like lemons and ginger, because around that time most people have allergies, maybe they're sick from the cold weather. So we really want to have this juice giveaway to help them out with some vitamin C, some vitamin D, anything. And next slide. Thank you so much for listening to us. Any questions, any comments, concerns?
Please, go ahead. Hi, great. Thank you for the presentation. It's really great to hear what y'all are up to. Have y'all thought about like a food co-op on campus, like getting a branch co-op and being able to purchase like fresh produce together or distribute it around campus? Have you ever thought of that?
Yeah, so right now we are trying to start a food pantry. We had started one, but our main problem is vendors. So we reached out to Second Harvest Food Bank, and we are in correspondence with them. However, it is taking longer than expected to get that underway. But if you have any other vendors that you would like to recommend, maybe after this we can talk about that for sure.
Two things. One is this program is all part of the Ray Charles program at Dillard University. So when she says they have, they do cooking demos and stuff, we have a kitchen there on campus. And but I wanted to ask you two. I know I don't think any of you went to Europe the last 2 times we've gone. Has it changed that experience? You've gone twice, Brianna. Veronica will always have Paris. I'm curious. I'm curious if that has changed. Now you're back, Veronica, especially it's your first time being in Europe and being in that kind of different kind of food culture than our own. Has it changed? You've been back a month almost. Has it changed how you've been eating since then?
Yes, tremendously. I haven't actually got in my kitchen and cooked yet since the trip, but I'm very conscious about like when I go and I'm like on the go, I can't eat McDonald's right now. Like it kind of hurts my spirit actually. They actually had McDonald's out there, but it seemed like it was more healthier still than the ones out here. But most definitely, like, I eat food. I go out and try to find fresh, like, produce or something like that. Also, with the plant-based, I also decided to grow my own garden, which, if any of y'all want to see it, it's actually grown. So that's also one thing.
Yeah, I created some seed trays as well with her. I did carrots and beets, and they're coming in nicely. So then we're gonna plant them in the bed. So I'm excited about that. But as far as other countries having healthier options, even though they have fast food as well, they also have different food regulations of what you can bring into the country, which theirs, I believe, is stricter than ours. Also, when it comes to going twice to Italy, has anything changed? So yes, it has changed me. I already had dietary restrictions. However, I've been cooking way more and buying less microwavable meals less. So really just planning out my time, trying to meal prep. I got a lunchbox and like made my food and like brought it to school with me. I just, yeah, it has really changed the way that I see things. Instead of making the usual excuses I used to make about not having food or having money, I would just, most of the time, just not eat, or I would like forget to eat. So since I want to be more intentional about that, I have found ways, maybe getting up 30 minutes, 20 minutes earlier to put something in the oven or put something in the skillet to make sure that you have something to eat around 12 o'clock, around 1 o'clock. So.
Over here, how did you guys get involved in short food?
Hi, my name is Aspen. all three of us are nursing students, so we don't have the like freedom in our schedules to go on the trips and stuff. But Brianna, she introduced us. We always see them outside planting and just doing different events around the school and stuff. And I'm from Colorado, and where I'm from, like we're not in a food desert, and we have a lot more like access to healthy foods. And when I came down here, like this eating was very different for me, and a lot of the foods to me were salty. So cooking was like the way, like an outlet that I found to like that I liked. It was a hobby, but also like cooking and making it like more healthier and things that I would eat at home. Yeah, so that's why I wanted to join Slow Foods.
I would say, but yeah, I was really attracted to like the cooking and stuff because that's a hobby of mine as well. Yeah, I was attracted to like the culture of here because I'm from Arkansas and there's not really, I mean, there's culture there, but not really for real. But yeah, I'm attracted to the culture of New Orleans and like the whole like history and everything like that. So I was really attracted to the cooking demos, the gardening. Like I really want to eat. I'm interested in that, so that's why I joined camps.
And like with the gardening, and I see they're getting more into agriculture. I always wanted to start my own garden and just basically live off my own land. I know with COVID, it made me open my eyes to our access to the world. So if anything ever were to happen, I don't want to have to depend on franchise markets. I want to be able to go in my garden and, you know, make my own tomato sauce if I need to. So this is why I joined Slow Food Program, to learn how to take care of myself better.
I think we have one more question.
Yeah, mine was real quick. So I have a 21-year-old who's in college. So as a parent, it's difficult to, y'all have the meal plans, Chick-fil-A runs wild. So how do you, she wants to eat healthy, but I'm saying like, should I ship food to her that's healthy food? And then refrigeration is an issue. So I'm just like, I don't know what the middle ground is, trying to help her out.
My question to you is, does she live in a dorm or an apartment?
Yeah.
Okay, so no kitchen in the dorm?
No. Well, there's a kitchen, yeah, an open kitchen in the same, you know, a little bit, but like, you know, y'all know. But the problem is like refrigeration. So I guess I'm more like saying, what food could you send to something that'll help them out?
I would do like more research for like farmers markets around her school, and so she'll be able to go get it like for fresh.
She does have a car, and she's in Mississippi, the USM. So yeah, that's a good idea.
Yes, and also they do have like the online fresh and stuff like that, so that's an option also.
I'm thinking for a second. I'm trying to think about what I need.
I would say also like looking at the ingredients to certain things, like if you do want to make some pasta, instead of getting pasta that like was enriched and added all this other stuff, getting like other things, like other organic and not, simple foods. That's another way to eat healthy, just cutting out all that extra stuff. But yeah, just having asked, like if you said she has a car, so she can go to the store often and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I would say that also she could go to different food pantries. When she talks about simple foods, most food pantries are stocked with beans and rice and like different types of milk and like packets of things. These simple foods can help her like stay on a schedule as far as meal prepping. I don't know her situation, but I would apply for a food student because I have been as a college student. You would have to look up the different requirements for Mississippi out and other requirements for Louisiana. But yeah, that is an option so she can have more money to buy healthier options. That's what I can think about right now. Or like join different organizations on campus, like this organization. I know for a fact if she's at a bigger school, they definitely have a gardening club, or they probably have a culinary club or something.
Any last questions? Well, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank y'all so much for kicking the day off for us. We'll be back at 11:30 with a panel on the origins of Yakame, so please stick around. Thank you.